Good. So, well, I think you teed it up perfectly. Let's start with the big hitters, the quarterbacks. There's one or two that even I know. So, guys, tell me this year's quarterback class.
Go
What's
on, Stu.
happening?
Yeah, I mean the obvious one that stands out for everyone is no, it's obviously Caleb Williams, the quarterback from USC. He's been talked about for a year or two now as being a real elite prospect, and I think that we've already heard murmurings before the NFL season's even started of teams, Arizona, tanking for Caleb Williams. I mean, this guy is he has a potential to be a special talent at the position. Uh, we do say, there's always hyperbole around top quarterback prospects, but I think this guy has all the bits and bobs that you want to be the real deal. He won the Heisman Trophy last year. He holds USC single season records already for touchdowns, passing completions, and that's a storied college franchise as well. He won all the awards you could think of going last year, really. He's got a really good arm talent. He can make throws. People describe him as Mahomes-like, and the ability to be off script, be falling over, and be able to launch the ball down the field. He's a really big threat with his legs as well. He understands what's going on around him. He doesn't drop off when he's under pressure. You could go on and on and on and on. He maybe isn't the biggest quarterback in the world, and that might knock some people, but we've seen guys much smaller go number one overall. Yeah, I mean, just in a few months ago,
Can you imagine if the Arizona Cardinals don't draft Caleb Williams because he's too small?
Too small, yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, a different regime, different GM, different head coach. They might have a different thoughts on that. But if you're number one, Caleb Williams is going to be right up at the top, unless he has an absolute dreadful season or he has some horrific injury that's going to keep him out for a long time. And if it does be Arizona who picks number one, they're either going to pick Caleb Williams or they're going to get a bucket load for Caleb Williams, I think.
Yeah, so he's 6'1", 220, so he's not the smallest, he's also not the biggest. Do I care? Not one bit. I think he's probably as close to a perfect modern NFL prospect you're going to get at this time in the cycle. Say reminiscent of Patrick Mahomes, and that's just the creativity aspect of his game. No one's going to be Patrick Mahomes, but it's his ability to create from the pocket and off platform that is reminiscent of that play style. Projecting, I think he will be one of the best prospects we've seen in the last decade. He's NFL ready right now, and I'm pretty confident he's going to be the best quarterback that I've ever scouted. He really is that good. He's just completely undefendable. If you play off him and you don't pressure him, he's going to beat you because he's got that playmaking ability. If you do throw pressure at him, fine, he can throw accurately. He can throw the ball to open receivers, can change the tempo up. He can do everything. He doesn't have much that he needs to clean up. There's tiny little bits where he maybe tries to do too much at times. You'd like him to get to his check down, but really, who cares if that's all you've got? He has everything to be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL when he gets there.
Better than Trevor Lawrence.
I think he's got the ability to be, absolutely. Whether he is right now is different, but if we're projecting to how we'll be at the end of this season with another, he's the favourite to win the Heisman Trophy again. I don't see any reason why he couldn't be. No, and if he continues the trajectory he's on, then yes, absolutely, he will be for me.
I agree. It's just that when we get to the end, is he going to be? When we've been doing this, Trevor Lawrence has been the number one quarterback.
Yeah,
Williams potentially could go one better. We'll just wait and see.
Wow, what a start!
We could speak forever about quarterbacks. I do think there's probably that we do need to touch on Drake May. I'm interested to see what Stu thinks about Drake May. He's another prospect who's been kind of built up. I don't think I'm as high on him as some others are. Some even have him above Caleb Williams, which I'm not on at all. He's got a lot to build on for me. He's got that size, big arm profile, but he's a little bit inconsistent. I get the comp at the moment for me would be a kind of Daniel Jones-esque, where I don't see him as a stud, untouchable prospect right now, but he's clearly talented and has a long way to go to develop. There's some concerns about the scheme there, and really needs to work on his accuracy and varying things up. But his touch, he's got nice touch, and there's no reason why he can't go on to do good things. But he's kind of not at that level at the moment where some people are building him up to be.
It's interesting you had penciled him a Daniel Jones-esque prospect. The kind of prospect I thought for me, kind of similar stature and kind of physical abilities, was Ryan Tannehill, but a better version of Ryan Tannehill probably. Yeah. Tannehill was very limited in how much quarterback he played, but he's that kind of size, stature, running ability, but not electric runner. I think for me, he's someone who he scrambles really well, but he sometimes, I think, takes too long to decide what he's going to do, and he gets difficulty in kind of getting through his reads quickly if the guys are moving around him. But he's got a lot of talent. He looks like a quarterback. We talk about that guy off the bus. That's an overused phrase, but he looks like a quarterback should look. He was playing behind an absolute rubbish offensive line at North Carolina last year and still managed to put up really very good numbers. I suspect that he is going to be one of these guys who teams look at the physical traits and what they can develop into. And again, that's what we're forward projecting. So I can see why some teams, they like that bigger, stronger prospect that he maybe is in Caleb Williams. But for me, I'm not even convinced he is going to be the second best quarterback in this class yet. I don't know. I think there's a lot of to kind of come through at the year. There'll be somebody who comes up the boards, and we've seen it every year. There's somebody who gets hot in their last year in college, and are they going to overtake Drake May? It's not without the realms of possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Caleb Williams is clear number one at the moment. Drake May, I think, is probably clear number two at the moment with a gap. And then there's just a bunch of guys, and there is a whole bunch of guys who are vying for that kind of 3 onward spot in terms of rankings. The guy I've got at number 3 could quite easily be number 11 because they're all really quite closely graded. You've got Jordan Travis from Florida State, Bo Nix, who's been spoken about for ages and has finally come good at Oregon. He's up there. Riley Leonard has some fans at Duke. Quinn Ewers, big time recruit out of high school at Texas. He could do really well, and you've got Michael Penix as well. You could just keep going on and on and on and on. It could be anyone that makes that push. The guy that I'm really interested in is Jordan Travis at Florida State, just because of how good Florida State really could be this year. They've, everything's in front of Jordan Travis if he wants it. They've got the receivers, they've got the tight ends, they've got a big time running back. He's a dual threat playmaker. So I think if anyone can make a jump at the moment, I would bet on him just because he's got everything around him to be able to do that.
Yeah, he's on my list of the 2 guys I've kind of got, to chat through. If we out with the kind of top people, I had Jordan Travis as one of those 2 guys. He's got a really nice arm. He can zip the ball around the field as well. As you say, Wayne, he's a good runner with the ball. He's got a nice quick release as well. He looks like, again, he's a bit of that kind of prototype size for an NFL quarterback. So again, FSU is a team that we're probably going to talk about a few other prospects maybe from there as well as time goes on, and he's one that you really want to keep an eye on. He is just got to have a kind of another year of learning, of building, expanding his repertoire, if you like, to build on what NFL teams want as well as just the college game. But yeah, I think he is someone that really we want to keep an eye on and see how he does over the course of the year in a team that could draw quite a lot of attention, I think, moving forward. The other name I had just down was, he's just an interesting prospect. I don't know how well he's going to do, but is Joe Mitten. He's someone who's just got a huge arm. It's like an absolute cannon. We've seen him launching it. He's got a nice confident demeanor, but he's got a lot to work on. He's a bit lean, but he's a really confident downfield thrower. And if teams love guys with big arms, and he's someone just to see how he gets on as the year goes through as well.
Yeah, that's Joe Milton, Tennessee.
Joe Milton,
who's come in for whatever his name was that went to the Lions.
Forgotten his name already.
Who cares about the 23 and after we've already gone? But yeah, Tennessee obviously lost a load of playmakers. We'll see what he can do. But yeah, he's being built up as a toolsy guy.